tutorial you will need your selected yarn. I'm using Stylecraft Special Chunky in the colour Aspen. You will need your crochet hook. I am using a 6mm for this particular yarn, but please check your yarn label to see which size hook it recommends. You will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle to sew in your ends. I shall leave links in the description box below of where you can get all of these things, so make sure you check those out. You want to begin by creating your slip knot, and you can do this whichever way you prefer. And you're going to start your foundation chain with a multiple of 2 plus 1. So to chain, you're going to grab your yarn and pull it through. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Continue to work in multiples of 2 until you reach the width of the project that you want to make. Pause the video and meet me back in just a moment. So I've now done a chain of 14, which is a multiple of 2, so this is just for a sample piece, and what I'm going to do now is add 1, so it's multiple of 2 plus 1 at the end. Now we're ready to work back along our foundation chain, and what we're going to do is a double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So a double crochet is a UK term. In the US this is known as single crochet. So we don't count the loop which is on our hook. We skip this first chain and we work into our second chain here. So we're going to insert our hook, grab the yarn and pull it through. We'll have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, both loops on the hook. So that is our first stitch. We're then going to do exactly the same into the next stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, both loops on the hook. You're simply going to continue this all the way along your chain. So go ahead and pause the video and meet me back once you're at the end of your foundation chain. So I've now come to the end of my first row, and what I'm going to do here is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn my work so that I can work back the other way and do my row 2. So for your row 2, we're going to be working into the base of this foundation chain first, and we are going to start our triangle stitch. So it's yarn over, insert your hook into that first chain, grab the yarn and pull it through. You will have 3 loops on the hook. We're not going to finish off this stitch. Instead, what we're going to do is yarn over, insert our hook into the top of the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. We now have 5 loops on the hook. We're going to do that again, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. We'll now have 7 loops on our hook, and what we're going to do is yarn over and pull our yarn through all of these stitches. So what I suggest you do is you grab the yarn, turn your hook all the way down and pull through all of those stitches. It might take a little bit of wiggling and a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. So at this point we want to secure that triangle stitch with a chain 1, and we also want to chain another one. So we're chaining 2 in total. We're then going to start another triangle stitch, and we're actually going to start this triangle stitch in the same stitch as what we've just done our last stitches in. So it would be yarn over, insert our hook into the same one that we've just worked into, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch. Please excuse this knot that I've got coming along here. Grab the yarn, pull it through, you'll have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 7 loops on the hook. So make sure that you're not pulling too tightly on these stitches or on your tension to pull these stitches too tight. Give them a little pull upwards and it will help you when you yarn over and pull through all of those 7 stitches. So again, we're going to chain 1 to secure and chain another, and then you're going to go straight in to your next triangle stitch. So I'll just go through one more time. Yarn over, insert into that same stitch that we've just worked into, yarn over, pull through, pull up a little bit, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up a little bit, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up a little bit. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull your hook all the way down so that you can bring that stitch all the way through and chain 2 to finish. So go ahead and do that all the way along your work until you reach the end. You should be left with 1 stitch remaining. So pause the video and meet me back once you're at the end of row 2. So I've just worked my way all the way along, and this is what it's looking like. I've just done my chain 2 after my last triangle stitch, and what I'm going to do now is do a half treble crochet into this very last stitch from the previous row. So half treble crochet in the US is known as half double crochet. So you're going to go ahead and yarn over, insert your hook into that last stitch from the previous row, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And that is the end of your row 2. We're now ready for the row 3. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. This row is going to consist of double crochets, which is single crochet in the US. And our first stitch is going to be in this very first stitch just here. So we're going to insert our hook, grab the yarn, pull it through. We've got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. And then we're going to work into this chain 2 space here. So insert your hook right into that space, grab the yarn, pull it through, grab the yarn, pull through 2. We're now going to skip these stitches and work into this next chain 2 space. And we're going to do 2 double crochets into that space. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets into the next space. And you're going to do that all the way along until you get to the very end. So pause the video, work your way until you get to this point just here, and come back and meet me when you're ready to move on. So now that you're at the end of your row 3, you're going to do a double crochet into that space. And then you're going to do a double crochet into the second chain from this last stitch just here. So into the chain, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through. And that is the end of your 3rd row. So this pattern is super simple. It's just going to repeat row 2 and 3 over again. So I'll just get you started on the next row, and then feel free to rewind the video in order to repeat these steps. So from here we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, and then we're going to start our triangle stitch in the base of this chain. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, 7 loops on the hook, grab the yarn, pull through all 7 loops, and chain 2. So I'm going to go ahead and build a few more rows just so that you can see what it looks like, but as I say, please feel free to rewind the video to row 2 so that you can keep repeating row 2 and 3. So this is what my work is starting to look like after I've built a few more rows, and I just feel it's a really nice alternative to the traditional granny square. It just gives something a little bit different, and it's really nice because it's also reversible, so it looks the same on the back than it does to the front, making it perfect for things like blankets, throws, scarves, cowls, anything like that. But it's just a really nice pretty stitch. One thing I will mention is just be careful that you aren't skipping any stitches. If you get to the end of your row and you don't have one stitch left, then I would make sure that you are starting your triangle in the same place as you finished your last triangle stitch, because that is an easy mistake to make. But I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to keep up to date with any of my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!